I've known Charlie for not as long as probably as many of you known him. I've only known him slightly over 20 years. I've known him in a church where I was his pastor for a while, and I also knew him from the Kiwanis group. When I was president of the Springfield Downtown Kiwanis, I invited him to join. And before you know, he became the editor of our club paper and called the Weekly Effort, and he did a great job of doing that. And I also knew him very well when we went out for slightly over 4 years. He was one of those who encouraged me to form a group as a kind of a support group for one of our friends whose wife died. And he said, you know, we need to do something for Warren. That's our friend. And so we went out once a month and been all over the restaurants here in Springfield, and we kind of took turns selecting the restaurant where we eat.
The Fabulous Four.
Yes, exactly. Charlie has a way of, he's very organized kind of guy. He said, we need a name for this group. And that's what he called the Fabulous Group, a Fabulous Four. And, but I like to tease Charlie. One time I told him, I said, Charlie, you're a pretty conservative guy. And he said, how can you tell? I said, well, we've been going out eating once a month all these 4 years, and you've been ordering the same food for the last 4 years. Even your coffee, you always the same coffee without sugar, without a cream. So anyway, he just kind of chuckled. And also I like to tease him about the fact that he said, I don't believe in the virgin birth. So my last conversation with him was that I said, Charlie, one of these days when you get to heaven, I have the sneaking suspicion that you will bump into Mary and Joseph. And Mary will tell you that she was a virgin. If you don't believe, Mary will tell you, just ask Joe. That's her husband. Anyway, I really enjoyed going out with Charlie because he was a funny guy. In fact, he wanted to join a group that I was a member of. It's called Romeo. That's an acronym for Retired Old Men Eating Out. I told him, I said, Charlie, I don't think you'll enjoy that group. I don't think you'll fit in that group. He said, why not? I'm retired and I love to eat outside. And I said, but these are men who are pretty liberal, you know, the Democrats. And they just kind of laughed. He never joined our group, but anyway, Charlie was a complex man. He's really more than he's willing to admit. And but he was a very compassionate person. And so I always remember Charlie. He was a great friend, and I visited him several times in the home in Willard and their home in Kingsbury. So I always remember him.